What is up, Web3 crew? Krista Tumans right here at the event of Money Mondays. It's every, of course, Monday, and I'm with Mr. Jimi of Tregens. Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm grateful. It's great to be here at Money Mondays.
Is this your first time to be here
It's my
at this
first
event?
Money Mondays. I'm super excited. The vibes are cool. It's just about to begin. And yeah, I'm pumped for it.
All right, so tell us your story. Tell us more about yourself.
I'm Jimi Cohen. I planted my first tree when I was 4 years old. In Australia, the town where I was born, they were illegally cutting the eucalyptus gum trees. And for that reason, I got involved. My mother was an activist. They were cutting those trees and then also planted some of those trees. So that sort of planted the seed for some of the work that I'm doing now in Web3 with Tregens. It was actually in 2019 when you probably saw in the news, the forest fires were just engulfing this country of Australia where I was born. And more than 3 billion animals, sentient beings, were burnt alive. And I forced myself to watch those videos and it just broke my spirit. Like I broke down, I felt horrible, like the world is such a messed up place until I started to do something about it. So I launched a bit of a fundraiser, it was back in the Facebook fundraiser days. It was a few $1,000s, but I felt this rush of energy and aliveness, like, we can actually do something about this. And then once everything started happening with Web3, originally with NFTs, and I was realizing how this technology can help with transparency and also fundraising and making a scalable impact, that's where I really dove headfirst into Web3, and I've kind of been obsessed ever since. Yeah, I broke the Guinness World Record for most trees planted in 24 hours. It took me 3 attempts before it became an official Guinness World Record. So basically, yeah, I planted 30,469 trees personally in 24 hours last Earth Day. And the reason that I did that is because I see this as a stepping stone towards breaking the next world record, which is most trees planted by any number of people. Okay, Ethiopia set this record at 616 million trees in a day. And last COP29, I just went there and formed an official partnership with the head of the Green Legacy Initiative that set that record in Ethiopia. So now we've officially partnered, leveraging the proof of plant protocol that we've developed at Tregens to make it trackable, scalable, gamified, and rewarding for all the people that participate in it.
So what are your next plans after this?
All right, so I'm really excited. In December, late December, start of January, we're launching TGN. So TGN is the governance token of Tregens. So similar to proof of stake, the TGN governance token is at stake when people do verification, and they earn rewards as well when verifying that these trees were planted correctly. So we have an application that we're launching as well called Proof of Plants. So in the app, people they learn the methodology, how to plant the trees. We're starting with mangrove trees. They film before and after they plant in the application. It captures the GPS as they're filming. The AI that we've trained counts exactly how many trees are planted, and then the DAO verifies for those tree planting rewards. So 95% of the ecological credits, these mGrow tokens that we're launching, go directly to the tree planters, and then 5% go to the verifiers. And these mGrow tokens are backed by actual blue carbon credit projects. So we're launching carbon projects in Brazil in Q1 of next year. So this is how we can exponentially scale tree planting. So it's something called a carbon forward. So if I plant a tree today, it takes about 25 years to fully absorb about 308 kilograms of carbon, and it happens according to a bell curve. So the first 5 years, there's not that much sequestration, not that much funding that we can put towards doing more of the good thing, but through carbon forward partnerships with either impact investors, carbon developers, or companies that need those credits in the future, they can pay, albeit at a discounted rate, in the short term after we plant the trees, which means we can multiply the trees. Even though it's at a discounted rate, it's about 9x what it costs to plant the trees in the first place, which means we can multiply the trees, do a carbon forward deal on that, multiply them again, rinse and repeat that process, so we're exponentially scaling the trees, and we take a portion of those funds, and our plan is to then stream that out and support the mGrow tokens, which is for decentralized tree planting rewards. So yeah, all that's happening in the next couple months, and I'm really pumped for it.
Do you think that Tregens, how does it make it stand out from all the competitors? You know that we have a lot of competitors around. If we do have...
ReFi initially started, so ReFi stands for regenerative finance, by the way, and there's a movement of these real world assets, builders for solving the climate crisis problem. It started by tokenizing carbon credits, right? And so that's kind of retroactive, and it's also a bit more centralized in terms of how do you reward a specific project as opposed to how do you reward anyone around the world. So the vision of Tregens is a world where anyone can plant trees and earn a living. Right? So wherever you are in the world, of course, we're starting with mangrove trees, which is 81 countries. But then as we introduce more methodologies leading up to June 5th, that's World Environment Day. That's when our goal is to plant 1 billion trees on World Environment Day. And we already have Ethiopia on board that set the record of 660 million trees, right? But we also have, since last COP, we got South Africa jumped on board. They pledged to plant 1 million trees with us, right? We have Nigeria, who's officially, taking this pledge to plant trees on World Environment Day. With all these different countries, Ghana, UK's involved, right? So as a movement, right, we're growing a movement of tree planters. We're going to make history and plant 1 billion trees in a day. And once we accomplish that goal, we're going to have so much forward momentum, we'll be unstoppable, right? Then we can actually regenerate the world.
All right. And what do you think is the future impact of Tregens in the ecosystem?
Specifically in Web3, I think we can really show the world that Web3 technologies can be used for good. Like, people can make money, sure, there's the whole speculative nature of it, but there's also the real world assets that back it that are actual impact metrics, right? Blue carbon that also includes biodiversity and supporting all these natural ecosystems, and not only all of the carbon sequestration, but all the animals that can thrive around these trees and these natural ecosystems. So we can make a massive impact, a scalable and transparent impact, right? The only way to mint this mGrow token for mangrove trees is by doing proof of plant, right? By filming before and after in the app, GPS, captured as you're filming, multiple verifiers with something at stake as they're verifying to hold them accountable. So I think this will be the most rewarding and transparent tree planting process, which can really show the world that this technology can make a scalable and transparent impact on the world. And so that's gonna, I hope, push the space forward and really change how people look at Web3 overall. I personally plant and dedicate a tree to every single follower on the X platform. So our Twitter is at the Tregens. So TheTreegens, like Dgens, but Tregens. And then my personal X profile is Jimi Cohen, JimiCohen. I plant a tree personally for every single follower on both of those, and you'll see the dedication in the video from the previous world record or future tree planting. So follow both those platforms, and that's 2 trees you planted right there with a couple clicks.
Last question.
Okay.
What do you think is the future of money?
One of the beautiful parts of Web3 is we get to program our values into our money, right? We get to put our values into our valuables. And in so doing, there are so many amazing startups. So one is called Solarpunk DAO, for example, where they literally have these tokens that are backed by Solarpunk investments, whether that be regenerative agriculture, regenerative living, eco villages, all this stuff. And so you can really put your values and you can put impact into these currencies that are used. And so I think more and more of this is going to happen. Real world assets, using things like AI for transparency and things like that. Money is programmable now. And so that means we can really shape how they're used and what the impact is beyond a medium of exchange.
Thank you so much. And now describe this event in 2 words. Let's go.
Entertainment, networking. Like this is both of those things. This is a vibe, the music, the dancers that are coming through, and the lights, and it's really cool atmosphere. Okay, I'm way beyond 2 words now, but yeah, those are the 2.
Thank you so much, Marto Kamal here at FOMO, the future of money.
Let's grow.